I'm the Chief Executive Officer of the National Institution for Transforming India, NITI Aayog.
How did you transform yourself from being a bureaucrat who you mentioned are famous for their roadblocks to becoming entrepreneurial yourself?
Well, I've been involved in several very innovative programs. I was Secretary Tourism in Kerala, where I did the development of tourism and built Kerala as God's own country. Later, I built an airport in Kerala, the Calicut airport, as a public-private partnership. But I came into Government of India and I was in the tourism ministry and I did the Incredible India campaign. Later I've done the Make in India initiative and the Startup India initiative. So I've done 4 major international campaigns for India across the world.
But how did you make that change from being a bureaucrat to thinking out of the box?
Well, I've always worked creatively. I've taken a lot of risks and I've always tried to work with the best professionals. I always believe that the best opportunities come in the government. They don't come outside. And you need entrepreneurial bureaucrats to change India. And I've tried to do that to the best of my ability. Just taken a lot of risks, done innovative things, and broken a lot of rules.
Did you ever run into problems with your seniors as a bureaucrat?
Well, I keep running into problems all the time.
But now you're at the top. But when you were in Kerala, at the Kerala Cadre, and building God's own country, the branding for the state, you must have gone and asked for money, saying that, I have to get this advertising agency. Yeah. And it's all very alien. And we're talking a few years ago when India was very different. So can you share with us an anecdote of how you overcame the resistance from within your own office?
So I've always worked, as I said, with the best creative agencies, and government has always believed in the lowest cost, L1. I've broken those rules because it's like saying that my painting, which I've done, compare it with M.F. Hussein's painting, that's not feasible. So you need to work with the best creative agencies. So I've always worked on the concept of quality come cost. Get the best person to deliver you quality work, even if he's going to charge you a little higher. I've broken those norms. And I've always been able to convince the government. I've fallen into trouble quite a few times, but I've always done it with good faith, good intention, and with integrity, and I've always won the battle.
I read an article where you had mentioned that I think Prime Minister Bajpayee came to Kerala and you wanted to show him the backwaters. I think he had an interesting observation at the end of it. I want you to share that.
Well, he came in to Kerala and he was a guest. And he traveled around the backwaters. He was quite fascinated. And then he said that, are you applying for Government of India? And I applied 1 year later. I was to go to Finance Ministry, but then they diverted me to the Ministry of Tourism, where I got this opportunity to do the wonderful Incredible India campaign. And so I've been fortunate. I've moved from the state to Government of India. Later, when Prime Minister Modi came in, he did the Make in India initiative. I was very fortunate to build this lovely line across different sectors and drive India's Make in India initiative across the world, and now subsequently do the Startup India initiative. So I've been really fortunate to work with great leaders.
Here we are here in Silicon Valley, which is the startup capital of the world. What have you learned from your trips to Silicon Valley, and how have those thoughts molded what you're going to be doing in India moving forward?
So it's a great innovative society, and I think Stanford is a great academic institution, probably the greatest as far as driving innovation is concerned. What it really teaches us that India needs to create a number of tinkering labs in schools, make students far more innovative, create a vast number of incubation centers across its universities, allow students, all of them, to become job creators rather than job seekers, allow them to innovate, allow them to fail a vast number of times before they succeed. And we're creating a lot of number of research parks across our IITs, IIMs. We're also throwing a lot of grand challenges for our the problems which India is confronted with, so that students across universities and people of India and across the world can find solutions to India's problem. So just make India a great innovative society.
This is a question we usually ask entrepreneurs. What keeps them awake at night? CEOs of company. What keeps you awake at night?
Well, I just think of golf next day morning. I play a lot of golf, and I think of how I bet with very little money, just about 100 rupees on every game of golf. So the challenge is to win 100 rupees next day in the morning in the game of golf.
Do you speak Malayalam?
I speak Malayalam very fluently. So നമുക്ക് മലയാളത്തിൽ സംസാരിക്കാം.
കുറച്ച് മലയാളം അറിയാം.
എൻ്റെ കാഡർ കേരള കാഡറാണ്. അവിടെ മലയാളം കൂടാതെ പ്രവർത്തിക്കാൻ കഴിയില്ല.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.